Hey everybody, it's Tuesday and you know what that means. NFL opening line report, raw and candid from me. These are the first time I've seen these lines, and I give you my initial thoughts and reactions and some early leans. They're not handicap picks, bear that in mind. And this is where I ask you, the viewer, to leave your comments on what your best bets are. Maybe a parlay, maybe a money line pick, maybe your teasers, and put them in the comments section, and I will go up in the back end once I get rid of the F-bombs and the haters and the links to porn sites and other handicapping sites that put their links into the Super Lock of the Millennium page, and we will then address all your comments. Bear in mind, we get thousands of views on this video every week and hundreds of comments. I can't get to them all, but I get to some of them, and I reply back to you, and we interact a little bit here on the NFL opening line report. A cup of coffee on early Tuesday morning. Cheers. Let's get after it. Was not my best week in the NFL. I tell it like it is here. Good for these guys, proving to be the only unbeaten team in the NFL. Yes, I'm in Kansas City right now. I'll be back in Vegas here in November, but nonetheless, an impressive showing by, again, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. They're tough to beat with Mahomes. Bottom line, a lot of people have them, Baltimore power rated in front of Kansas City. Okay, Kansas City's the only unbeaten team in the NFL, and they already beat Baltimore. But, and they haven't really played a super great game. Kansas City's defense is a real deal this year. We went 2-3 this week in the NFL and lost a top play, a big play on the Seattle-Atlanta over where Kirk Cousins just absolutely looked like dog crap. And they had 4 possessions in the fourth quarter, 12 minutes left, 0 points, 2 picks, then pulled the starters, put in Michael Penix Jr., and what'd they do? The last possession against Seattle prevent defense, they ran the ball. Killed the clock, didn't care. So we missed the total by 4 points there. Very painful weekend in the NFL. We'll bounce back this week, and hopefully we got some good lines here. Here on Tuesday should be noted, we're doing this way early because the NBA launches today. Get over to Docs. There's a ton of great information on the NBA. And as always, thumbs up, subscribe so you get notified whenever I have one of my shows, free picks, or any of the handicappers at Docs have their selections out, free selections for you. You get notified, get the freebies. All right, let's take a look at them and see what's going on here. As stated again, I have not looked at a line. I'm still pissed off from Sunday. We have a Thursday night game with the Minnesota Vikings laying 3.5 at the Los Angeles Rams, total 48. Many off a devastating loss to Detroit. You knew that was going to go down the wire. I thought Minnesota might win that. Their body of work was stronger in terms of their schedule strength, and I thought they might be able to get to Detroit in that game. If Jared Goff should be up for the MVP, the way he's played this year, especially the last 3 games. Let me take a look. Is that line still 3.5? Now, I know that the Rams get Cooper Kupp back this week. Boy, that's going to be that Thursday night travel off that huge game. Now, the Rams had all kinds of problems with Las Vegas. 7.5 point favorite. I put them out at 6.5. I took the Rams. I thought they'd kill Las Vegas. That was a loss on Sunday. I had some faith in them. Boy. Give me the Vikings. Philadelphia at Cincinnati. Cincinnati had the pleasure of playing the Browns last week. Didn't look all that good doing it, but they got the win. Watson goes down. We'll talk about that in a minute. Philadelphia catching 2.5. Now they got the win over the Giants. Better than average win on the road here. Cincinnati, Barkley's just running like a madman, dude. I'm telling you. Cincinnati's 21st in the NFL in stopping the run. They're giving up 136 yards a game. I still don't think they're complete. They missed Joe Mixon badly. 47.5. It's the time of year, too. Now we're getting around November where you got to start looking at weather in some of these games. So when we talk about totals during the week, I definitely put Philadelphia in a teaser. Get them up to 8.5. If you put a gun in my head in that game, I'd take Philadelphia. Arizona at Miami catching 3.5, total 47.5. Give me Arizona. Give me Arizona. They got a surprise win on Monday night. I thought the Chargers would put it to them a little bit there. We had Chargers in the first half, and they couldn't get it done. They're minus a half a point, and they're down 7-6. Disappointing end of the weekend for me. Apropos, actually, the way I performed. I'll bounce back. Miami went with Tim Boyle at one point during the loss to the Colts. I mean, Zona, we talked about them on the Gridiron Six-Pack show with Griffin Murphy, which, by the way, streamed last week. It said it was on the YouTube channel here. It'll be back on the YouTube channel this Wednesday. Show went 4-2. Over 1,500 of you tuned in over on Twitter at TGeorgeSports. Follow me. But nonetheless, we talked about Arizona all year long and thought that this was a team from a win-loss perspective that was not going to be all that good, but they were going to be ATS-wise, we thought they'd be good. They play hard for that coach. Connors is a load at running back. The Marvin Harrison Jr., Murray running around. I was going to look at some numbers here real quick because I didn't see the box score. Yeah, they had 181 yards running the ball against the Chargers. Give me Arizona. Give me Arizona in that game against Miami. The hook on the 3 is crucially important. Bet it early. Total 47.5 might be a bit too high, too, FYI. The New York Jets, who failed, oh man, they're laying 7 on the road at New England. New England coming back from a loss in London at home with a rookie quarterback against that defense. There's your teaser. Jets down to -1. 2-team 6-point teaser and stick them with Philadelphia at plus 8.5. That's a winner-winner lobster dinner. Yeah. I'm not laying 7 with the Jets on the road. Who lays 7 in a conference game? I don't care who they're playing. With a 2-win. Let's take a look at that. A 2-win team, both straight up and against the spread. I know they're playing a 1-6 team with a rookie quarterback, but I'm not laying that number. Maybe this is the game they blow up on. You want to take a chance on that with your bankroll? I don't. Could they beat them 28-10, 28-7? Yeah. They should. Total 41.5. They're 340 on the money line. This might be the week the Jets finally do it, but I'm not willing to risk money to find out, tease them down, put them with Philadelphia, and bank a ticket. Atlanta -2.5 at Tampa Bay. Total 47.5 at Tampa Bay. They already played once this year. I believe Tampa Bay lost that game in overtime. Let me see if that's right. Yeah, they lost that game in overtime. That'd be my strongest play of the week without even seeing any other games. Give me Tampa Bay. They're coming off that loss on Monday night. They'll bounce back. I don't care whether Evans is going to play or not. He's not going to. He shouldn't have played last night with that hamstring, and he just injured it further. But they've got plenty of good receivers there. They got 3 running backs there. Tampa Bay's got 3 running backs between White and Turner and Bucky Irving. I like their offense. Mayfield's got to quit turning the ball over. That just kills them. But I think they get Atlanta, and they're playing at home there. That's why they're an underdog. I have no idea. Detroit, 10.5 against Tennessee at home. 45.5 total. Coming off that huge game. Tennessee they looked like a halfway decent football team for the first quarter with Rudolph a quarterback. Who's Tennessee going to play at quarterback? Now it's up to 11. Tennessee's defense has given up 54 points in the last 2 weeks to Indianapolis and Buffalo. And remember, they lost to Indianapolis by 3, and Indianapolis was beat up in that game. And I took them on the six-pack show, and they couldn't cover it. Well, you tease Denver down, or tease Detroit down, to 4.5. Detroit's just a good football team. Their defense leaves a lot to be desired still. Hutchinson's out. But what's Tennessee going to pose a threat with? Let me look at something here. Let's do a little deeper dig on this real quick. Let's take a look at some team rankings here for Tennessee. They are dead last in the NFL in passing yards, dead last in total yards. They are 26th in scoring, and they're second to last in offensive turnovers. Their defense, we talked about this all year long. Number 1 defense in total yards allowed in the NFL at 272 a game. 3rd against the pass, 7th against the run. They allow 24 points a game while they're scoring 17, which is a recipe for disaster. In this game here, under 45.5 would be a lean out of the gate. That's the only chance they have. Green Bay, 4.5 at Jacksonville. Jacksonville finally got a win against a team that Houston beat 41-7 the week before, and then had to travel with a rookie quarterback. So Jacksonville, back-to-back games in London. Now they got to travel back home and play a Green Bay team on the rise. Total 51. That seems high, and I can only play Green Bay there. Houston, Indianapolis. Houston laying 6 in this game. Total 46.5. This is for first place in that division. This is a first place match. Houston in a teaser for sure to pick them. Indianapolis had all kinds of problems. Houston off a really good game they played against Green Bay, just couldn't win. It was a tough road game for them. That was a great game to watch. I watched it. Boy, they're begging you to take the Colts there, aren't they? What's your thought on this one? This is your game. I'd put Houston in a teaser. You probably could tease it either way. Take Colts up to plus 12 or Houston down to a pick 'em. I don't see Houston losing that game at home for first place in the division, especially Richardson's not all that a quarterback yet for the Colts. Baltimore on the road at Cleveland. Another double-digit favorite, minus 10.5. Total 44.5. Short week, back-to-back travel, off a Monday night game. Laying double digits. Who you going to go with? Jameis Winston? What's that guy's name? Thompson Robinson? Mm. I mean, they got Chubb back. Did that help them? Let's look at Cleveland's defense here a minute. Hang on a second. Let's do another deeper dive here real quick. Okay, Cleveland's offense has not scored over 16 points since September 15th. And only one time this season have they scored over 17, and that was 18-13 game against Jacksonville. Ravens. Let's go back to the 22nd of September. 28 at Dallas, 35, 41, 30, 41 last night offensively. You definitely could tease Baltimore, put them in a two-leg teaser. Divisional game, double-digit home dog. More times than not, you're going to take those points every single time. Unfortunately, I wonder, you have to ask yourself this question, is Cleveland going to have any continuity on offense at all, sticking in a new quarterback? As a matter of fact, are they going to be better? Watson's done. Achilles popped. You saw the video. He's a bust. The off-field problems just ruined his career, and the play on the field hasn't helped at all. I mean, his career could be over. He could take he's guaranteed $180 million over the next 2 years. Guaranteed. Take the money and run. Your career's over. A lot of promise coming out of Clemson. First year at Houston, really, first couple years there, really good, but just it's not there. I mean, fans were glad that he got hurt during the game. That was kind of classless, but, I'd take the over 44.5. Buffalo laying 3 at Seattle. Seattle is number 1 in that division. In week 8 of the NFL, if I'd have told you that Seattle was leading the NFC West, would lead the NFC West, you'd tell me I was crazy. Here we are. They're catching 3 at home against Buffalo. Total 47.5. They got Amari Cooper in the mix a little bit this past weekend. Buffalo's 5-2. They're laying 3 now. Total 47. Give me the over. New Orleans at the Chargers, catching 7.5. Don't know the status of Carr in this game. Is he coming back this week? That's crucial. If it's Rattler, 39.5 is a total. Chargers off a lost short week. Is that still at 7.5? Yes. 39.5 is a total. Let's look at that one a minute. New Orleans lost 2 home games by a total of 84-37. Both as underdogs of 3.5 and 2.5 points. Now they go on the road to the Chargers. Chargers offense isn't all that. They put up 10 against Pittsburgh, 10 against Kansas City. They won at Denver, who just spanked New Orleans 23-16, and they put up 15 in a losing effort against Arizona, and they're laying 7.5. Another one, what would you do? Tease them? Get them down to one. Going to be a lot of teaser options this week in the NFL. If you're not betting teasers this week, you should be. Under 39.5 would be a lean in that one. The Washington Commanders lose their star quarterback, potentially with rib issues. Didn't phase them last week against Carolina. They blew them out. Chicago on the road, off a bye week, minus 2.5, total 44. Are you ready to lay points with Chicago on the road now? Okay. Marcus Mariota, 18 out of 23 for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. Give me Washington. And definitely stick them in a teaser. Mariota's got a lot of experience. Just saying. 44 is the total. Might go over, too. There's an option there. Carolina at Denver. Denver, 8.5 point favorite. Total 43.5. Another teaser option this week. I hate to sound like a wussy, but you know, when you can manipulate the line 6 points against some of these teams that are clearly going to win, because Carolina's not going to win on the road. This is back-to-back roadie, too. Total 43.5. I mean, Denver's a 4-3 team with a rookie quarterback. Who'd have thunk? You just got beat by 33 points, and the week before that, you got beat by 18. Week before that, you got beat by 26. The week before that, you got beat by 10. Every loss they've had, every single loss that Carolina has been by double digits. They've got one win over the Raiders. How, I don't even know. Andy Dalton came back that game, and that was I could only play Denver. Definitely in the teaser. Kansas City on the road in Las Vegas. The Chiefs just continue to impress. They're laying 10 points. The total's 41.5. Kansas City's defense will have their way with Las Vegas. And O'Connell went down in that game against the Rams. Kansas City, I'd lay it. Kansas City's 10-0 their last 10 games and 9-1 against the spread. I mean, they're the best team in the NFL. Top two, the only unbeaten team. Raiders get up for them, but what do they bring to the table? Kansas City, whether you like it or not, is an elite team. They've proven it, and they are hungry for a three-peat. They're not resting on their laurels this year, and their defense is no joke. But Gordon Minshew, Patrick Mahomes. What are we talking about? Dallas, San Francisco. San Francisco laying 4.5. Big disappointment this year for everybody. This is a Sunday night game against Dallas. Remember last year they blew Dallas out? Total 47.5. San Francisco last year, 42-10, laying 3.5 points. Remember that game? They just absolutely destroyed them. Debo Samuel will be back. He got sick before the Kansas City game. People say that's why, you know, they Kansas City beat him. No, Kansas City's got a lot of injuries too. You know, their number one wide receiver, their number two wide receiver went out during the game. They don't have their number one running back. San Francisco had all kinds of problems with Patrick Mahomes. Dak Prescott does not offer the same set of challenges for them. Dallas's defense is bad. Shanahan will figure out a way to beat them. I'd lay the 4.5. On Monday Night Football, the New York Giants and Pittsburgh Steelers. By the way, that Dallas total's 47.5. That's about right. On Monday Night Football, you got the Giants of New York against Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson looked good after he initially got going, shook off some rust. Their offense got points up on the board. Total 36.5 in this game. The Giants have scored 7 against Cincinnati and 3 against Philadelphia on offense their last 2 games. And both those games were at home. Defense can only carry you so far. And now you're going to play the Steelers defense on Monday night. The Steeler defense, TJ Watt, High Street, Fitzpatrick, Hayward against Daniel Jones. I'd lean Steelers. Total's about right. Those are my initial thoughts this week for the NFL opening line report. We'll have a good card for you this week. There's 2 or 3 really good plays in here. A good total as well. We'll bounce back after a down week in the NFL. We had a 2-3 week, and also that of those 3 losses, one of them was a top play. That's our first top play loss in 5 weeks. We'll bounce back. There's some opportunity here this week. Leave your comments. I'll approve them. Be sure and get over to DocSports.com. We've got a free $60 link in the description below, or go to the website. There's a tab on the website. We'll park $60 in any new account. Comes with a profit guarantee. And, of course, no strings and no hassles. Let's get them this week in the NFL. Come on over to the website, too. We got NHL and NBA underway. We're rolling. Come on over and visit us. Tons of free information over there. Free picks, survivor pool picks, all kinds of different free items for you to digest and help you make better decisions.